So, well, it's a good week, a good day even, not a good week at all. I thought I'd talk about my pain story, as it's Pain Awareness Month. So, I am part of a family that were physically fit. Like my mum still plays tennis now at 64. My dad plays cricket at 65 during the summer, and then during the winter he plays hockey. My brother's a dog walker. My sister works in the hospital. Me. Now I remember at a young age, my mum's obsessed with walking the countryside and is fit enough to do so. So I remember as a child I was going for walks in the Peak District, which wasn't a big drive from us at all. And it's not flat at all. And I remember after a while the back of my legs were in excruciating pain, to the point of I thought another step would snap my calf muscle. Now, like I said, the rest of the family fit, off they go. To the point of I couldn't see anyone. To the point of I remember one stranger saying, "Are you alright, love? Are you out here on your own?" I have a family somewhere that direction. I was out of sight. To the point of my dad had to come back and say, "Come on, get up," because I'm sat there crying on the floor. I think they just, Olivia's fat. Olivia's overweight. She's not healthy. And that was a child that was like teens. Early teens. Now I used to play tennis, but even that I'd stop for a bit and then carry on. I didn't know. Never got took to the doctors at why. It was just like I said. Until, and still that's a problem now with my legs. Never had that even checked out, and now I had that bad ankle. No, that's just a thing now. I'm trying to think the next pain. I think was when I overstretch, like when I reach stuff for stuff like that or like that. If I stretch too far, like I did it once in a cafe, I dropped some on the floor. So instead of moving and picking it up, I leant over and I stretched too far, and this nerve here went, to the point of I got back up, looked pale because my mum was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah." I went dizzy, felt faint, everything. And that happened, and I was just like, "Oh, I've just tweaked a nerve, just overstretched." Again, never thought out of it. And then one day I had this pain down here, and I was like, and I literally had to turn my whole body to look to the left. And so I was like, right, doctors, can't live like this. Especially when someone's asking you when you're in the car to look left at a junction, and I had to like literally with a seatbelt on try and turn the whole way around. And they were like, "Oh, you've just trapped a nerve. Here, take these painkillers." That was the start of my painkiller journey. So I did. And I was like, painkiller. No, that wasn't the start of my painkiller journey, but painkiller without epilepsy problems. And then they were like, if it's no better within like 3-4 weeks, come back. And I was like, what? Do you mean no better? So, go back, and I was like, I'm getting shooting pains. It's not getting better. So they were like, right. And I think then they gave me diazepam, if I remember correctly. They were like, oh, it's a muscle relaxant. Take this. If you're no better in 4 weeks, come back. So 4 weeks later, I'm back. And they're like, So then they're like, oh, we'll try you on naproxen. This is how big it's just like. But with naproxen, you need to take it at a certain time. You need to take this stomach protector, omeprazole, I think it was. So I was like, right, more drugs to add to the collection. So we're going on that one. Give it time. Cool. But I got fed up. This stinks. I got fed up of going back and forward, and always, it's never, we've got an appointment. They're phone up at 8 o'clock in the morning. So I was like, right. And this must have been 2000, after 2013, 14, because I don't think I was working. So I was like, right, cool, let's do this. And then I was just like, just got fed up, so I just used heat to not even make it go away, just painkillers. Just to like dull the pain a bit. And then I think it was just before the lockdown. I went to the doctors, but I took my then partner. We all know the story. With me, so wouldn't take any shizzle. And he was like, she's struggling to cut stuff, she's struggling to do this, she can't do this, she can't read. And he got me doing it, and he was like, does that hurt? And I was like, and he's like, that's not normal. I've been telling you guys. This was actually waited before lockdown we moved. And so this was at a new doctor's. And he was just like, how long were you struggling with this? I was like, yes. He's like, what have you tried you on? And he was like, so I was like, yeah. So he went, I'm going to give you these, but a stronger dose. And I'm going to refer you for physio, or to see our in-surgery physio. I was like, okay, cool. If it goes away, I'm all up for it. Me being oblivious to what's going to come in the future. So I was like, okay. We're waiting for physio, and the physio assessment came, it was in December, and we had to go all the way to Graves Leisure Centre, which is the opposite side of Sheffield to me. I don't know if it might have been the December before the lockdown to 2019. Anyway. And so he assessed me, and he's like, you have no strength in either of your arms. He's like, what did you do for work? And I was like, I worked as a nursery assistant. And he was like, can't imagine not doing this. So he was like, right. So he was like, you have rotary cuff weakness. So it's still working, it's just really weak. But I never had any x-rays or anything. So I was like, okay. Cool-ish. So I had exercises. He was like, this is a long way for you to come. Like, my dad's brought me, he's not had time off work. I booked the appointments for when he was in, his days off. My dad's sat in Costa, so I was like, it's fine. And then he moved to another post elsewhere. So I was like, great, so I've got to go through all this again with someone new. So I got this nurse, someone new. It's a lady, she's lovely, no complaint. But she was like, wow. So she saw me and she was like, cool, we'll do this. Come back every month, do these exercises. And I think during this time, I can't remember correctly, dates just muddled because I've had that much. I had my leg issue. So I was trying to do these exercises for my shoulders with my leg on a moon boot. Can't see what's going outside there. Oh, there's a kid crying. He's got friends around him, it's fine. So I went through all of this, and then after a while she was like, there's no improvement, concern. And I was like, I'm doing the exercises. She was like, I tell you doing the exercises because you've grown muscle on there but no strength. Oh, is that Amazon for us? Don't knock on my dad, don't knock on my dad. Where's my dad back? So yeah, I was just like, I need a second opinion. Now during the time that she's sorting out that second opinion, I'm getting help because I'm going through pain. Start a fibro. And I'd actually had a breakdown, not crying at the doctors. I was like, there's so much stuff going on. So he was like, right, we're going to do. My breast was playing up, this was playing up, that was playing up. So I got diagnosed with my fibro May 2021. But I saw a rheumatologist June 2021. So that was all going on, all about laughs. My dad's come back now, I'm all out of sync. So we went, I saw him and I'd had a really bad week and I wrote everything down that was happening, daily basis. And I showed it to the doctor and he went, all the tests have come back from the blood tests and the diary thing. I think it's fibro, but I can't diagnose it. But I'm pretty sure it is. So I was like, I'd said this to him 3-4 appointments ago. So he says, what's going on with the physio? And I said, the physio's concerned because after 3-4 months of going to see them, they are not seeing any improvement. And he went, It says so they've referred me to an advanced physiotherapist, but I'm waiting for that appointment. And he's like, right, he's like, I'm going to refer you to the rheumatologist. I was like, right. I was at hospital. Now this time we were in lockdown, so no one could come in with you. I didn't know how I was going. So June when I saw the rheumatologist, and I was like, already had my broken foot, already had my moon boot off, but I was in a lot of pain, so I went with crutches and stuff. And he's like, so he's talking to me about my injuries and stuff, and I was like, and he's like, I think it's fibro, but I need you to go for a blood test. I'm like, it was a morning appointment, I had nothing to eat. I'm like, you can't take fucking blood out. And I was like, right, and then I want you to go for an x-ray. Like, where's that? And he's like, the nurses will guide you. I'm like, so I went for this blood test. X-ray, done. The x-ray, I remember the x-ray guy. He was training. He had no clue. So I was mega frustrated. So then the rheumatologist, I came through ages, about a month or so later, and said yes to fibro, spondylitis, which is wear and tear arthritis in my shoulders and my lower hip, lower back, stroke hips. So yeah, that was that. And then we've had slow increases of pain and things changing due to fibro. It is more than what people think. And then I had recently, in fact this week, I spoke to the doctor and I said, I'm struggling. And he said to me, wait for him. Have you been referred to the fibro outpatients? Oh, by the way, before we go on to that, the pain clinic have also already discharged me. How? I don't know. Oh, what? So, there's a fibro outpatient. He was like, yeah. You've been referred to them before? No. Oh, leave that with me, I'll refer you. Now my question. Surely as soon as you are diagnosed with fibro, you get referred to the outpatient. So the people have asked are like, hang on then. What's that? I don't know. I've got to wait for a referral now. Where the hell is that? I want to know that. We will see. Who knows? So yeah, that's my pain story. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to comment. And yeah, I will continue with the vlogs.